Well, hey fellas, we're back. Thorzak's here, and as you can see, I have pressed in the 174.75 grain bullet. This is a Sierra Bowtail Match King, and in the Berdan Prime cases, of course. 46 grains of IMR 4320. One thing I will say about that particular load, guys, is that that's not a published load, okay, for this weight of bullet with that powder. So, don't try it at home, I mean, I'm doing this at my own risk, and I'm doing it to my own equipment, and, I'm assuming all that risk, okay? So, one thing I did want to demonstrate for you, I went ahead and I got me a concentric gauge. This is the Hornady lock and load, concentric gauge. And what it features is that it has a little pusher here on the side. And what you can do is if your bullet is, has run out in it, and the gauge shows that, you can actually push the bullet and straighten the bullet out in the case. Okay? Now, when I first loaded these, I ran these through the concentric gauge, and I was really surprised. I had maybe 3 of them that had like 5 thousandths worth of run out in them, and I was able to correct them. And it's a very simple tool to use. There's a little bit of assembly required when you first get it, but I believe for the money, I think this is a good rig. I mean, you have manufacturing tolerances and just about everything. So you got to take that into consideration too. But it's better to have this than nothing at all. Nico makes one, but Nico doesn't have the straightening device. So the way this works is that this is just like live centers on a lathe. And what you do is you take the round and you put it in there. Just like so. Okay? And what you do is you can spin the case. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in here and show you guys what I'm talking about. Now I'm spinning that case. As you can see, I'm spinning that case in there. Look at that. Take a look at that. Ain't that something? I'm able to get it down to where it's less than 1,000ths of run out. I mean, you can't buy ammunition like that. You have to make it. I mean, guys, I'm going to tell you, this little rig right here makes a huge difference. We're always trying to, improve our loadings for concentricity. And, so we buy match, bullet seeders and, the whole 9 yards. We try to get the maximum that we can from accuracy. I mean, we're, checking our datum lines. We're doing all that. And I'm telling you, just having this tool, to me, it makes a big difference. At least I know that there's no run out in those. And also, whatever run out I do see is probably built into this. I mean, this moves a little bit. It's got a little bit of play. This has a little bit of play. First time I seen this was on Lenkek's, channel. He went ahead and demonstrated it. Which, by the way, not to plug somebody else's channel, Lenkek, he did something kind of funny, kind of funny in the head. He kind of went off and he did something really kind of silly. He pulled the bullets from his GP11 ammunition, and then he loaded those in 30-06 cases, and he sent those projectiles downrange. Those vintage 1974 GP11 projectiles in a Knot 6 case and attacked all the major bullet companies, for their match ammo. You would not believe the grouping he got, and also the ballistic coefficients he's shooting with those GP11 projectiles is just amazing. If I went to a match and all I had was GP11, and it was a high power match, I wouldn't feel like I didn't have the right ammo. I mean, that ammunition is dead accurate. It's some good ammo, I've checked it on this, and the most I've ever got was like 3,000 run out on it. It's amazing stuff. It really is. Just another wonder thing about the K31. The K31 is an excellent rifle. The ammunition is excellent. I think the case capacity is just right. Those guys really did their homework there in Switzerland. It's excellent. So anyway, the next segment we'll have is when we get a sun break here and it's my day off. Hopefully I can go ahead and get out there to the range and shoot these through my K31 and, see how that works. By the way, I would not shoot any of these in the 1911 carbine model or the 1911 Schmidt-Rubin. These are strictly for the K31. I don't know about any data that's available for the 1911 or the predecessor to that, and the Schmidt-Rubin rifles. But I would take it easy on those. Those are old rifles. The Swiss realized that there was limitations in those guns, and they went ahead and they modified them the best they could to outfit their military with them. But when the K31 came about, they pretty much put mostly all those 1911s in reserve. So they're nice rifles. Yeah, but I would really take it easy on published data with that. I would go ahead and load the 7.5 by 55 with starting or in the middle of the road loads out of the book. That's what I would do with those 1911s. They're just not built for the higher pressures. So anyway, this is Thorzak's, and that pretty much does it for my segment on reloading with the Berdan primers. Using the GP11 brass. This GP11 brass is really good stuff. I mean, it probably doesn't last as long as far as reloading it, but some of that also can be attributed to the die as well. I mean, there's different factors involved here that can influence that for case head separation and stretch and all that stuff. I did want to say this much too, is that even though these are concentric on this, okay, when you load the round into the chamber on the rifle, okay, there's also tolerances we're dealing with that too. The fit that the round has in the chamber, its relationship with its alignment, with the lead, in the whole 9 yards. We can eliminate and try to get that down to, a more precise measurement with our tools. Overall bullet checker that you can get from Hornady now. I have one that's made by Stony Point. And you can actually check where your lands are and all that stuff and set your bullet up to be at that point. I suggest anybody buy one of those. Those are a great rig. Unfortunately, Hornady doesn't make brass for the tool itself, so you end up having to make a cartridge case, to adapt to your tool, so you can go ahead and measure that. But you can also, split the case, with a Dremel tool, just cut a little channel in the side of the brass and then pinch it together a little bit so it'll hold the bullet, and then load that in there, and that will show you where your bullet is actually hitting the lands. and then you could adjust it from there too. It's not as precise, you know, you're not really working with numbers there, because at least with the Hornady tool, you can go ahead and measure it. But that's pretty much it. So anyway, that's all I got. This is Thorzak's, and I'm checking out, and you guys have a great day. And the next time we check in, hopefully it'll be sunny out. Hopefully we'll have a range day, and hopefully we'll go ahead and we'll shoot these up. I'm going to go ahead and load up some Boxer Prime stuff. All right. Catch you guys later.